Hey everybody. I know it's been about a month since I have been able to share with you. I took a step back for just a bit, needed a little bit of a rest and a break. And as we come into this Advent season, one of the things that I wanted to kind of, as I come back, share with you is the fact that we all need to rest a little bit. As Advent is just mere days away. This ushers in this opportunity, this new year in the church calendar, a new opportunity to return to the Lord and to find hope and peace and joy and love in Him, but also rest. Advent's a time of anticipation, it's a time of preparation, and it's very easy to get caught up in all of the whirlwinds of activities and expectations and all the projects that need to be done and the concerts we need to attend and the shopping lists that we have. It can get quite busy, quite hectic, and cause quite a bit of stress and anxiety in our life. But I'm asking myself, and you as well, that in the midst of this hectic season, that while it is easy to feel overwhelmed and it's easy to feel burdened by the demands of our time, let's use this season to recognize that we can do away with some of the unnecessary rush. Let's take on the invitation that God has for us, that in the midst of all of the busyness, that we could embrace the peace that Christ offers us. That in the midst of all of this, Jesus extends an invitation to come and meet Him and learn about Him and to find peace. He tells us in Matthew 11 to come to me all who are weary and heavy burdened, and I'll give you rest. This call isn't just a suggestion, but it's a promise to come forward to God, to Jesus, to meet Him and find rest in whatever it is that's burdening us. He's acknowledging and understanding that life can get hectic, stresses and anxieties can build up, and we can long for needing a break, just needing some time to catch our breath. So as we come into this Advent season, may we use this season as an opportunity for preparation and rest. But to do so, we have to be intentional. It's kind of an interesting thing to say that you want to rest from the busyness, that you have to actually be intentional and make plans to do that. But if we don't make plans and intentionally seek out moments of rest, there's a very good chance that we won't take them. So just like we plan for the activities or make lists for shopping, we also need to make plans for moments where we're just going to stop, find a quiet place and reflect. This might actually be a perfect time to do it. Turn on the Christmas tree and just spend some time in prayer and reflection. Even maybe just go for a drive alone or with your family and go look at the Christmas lights and just enjoy the season. Don't miss out on this season because your to-do list is so long. And maybe some of that to-do list, some of those burdens, you just need to release to Jesus, to take on His promise in Matthew 11, take on His easy yoke and give some of these burdens to Him. As we give over the worries, as we give over the anxieties and these overwhelming tasks, then we can take on the easier yoke that He promises us, and we can take a breath. Let's not overwork and overburden ourselves. Do it by making space to catch our breath, to enjoy the season, and also do it by spending time with Jesus and giving over any burdens that are overwhelming us and asking for His help to either take it or walk us through it. Let's learn from Jesus and let us keep Him in this season. As I said, Advent is a time of expectation and anticipation and preparation. It's not just about the festivities, but it's about what's going on in our relationship with God and in our hearts. Let us spend this time, this Advent season, with Jesus. As we are carving out time of rest, let's carve out time to spend time with Him, in His Word, in prayer, in activities, yes, centered on Him. Learning about Him and growing our relationship embracing and giving thanks for the love and joy that we receive from Him, for the peace that He offers us, and for the hope that we can have in Him. In all of this, let's just embrace the times of rest. Find our rest in Jesus. This isn't just something that we do physically or in our calendars, but it's something we need to do spiritually. Find rest in our anxieties and in our hearts. Find peace in our souls. And just trust in the Lord. Trust in His provision. Trust in His timing. In the first Advent, the people were waiting over 400 years for the fulfillment of the promises that were read and seen in the Old Testament. They were patiently waiting with great expectation, trusting in God's timing. So as we come into this season of Advent, let's respond to Jesus by giving Him thanks and finding rest in Him. Let's work on intentionally creating moments to pause and reflect and spend time with Him and breathe and enjoy the blessing that this season is and should be. Let's take things a little slower. Let's carve out some space for Him. Let's calm our hearts and seek His presence. Let's take this time of Advent to restore, renew our souls, and find rest under and in the light of Jesus.